Sounds like closure. Last Argument of Kings is here. This is the final book in the First Law trilogy, and it is excellent. It's got all the same POVs as the second book, so all those characters that you absolutely love are still there. They are still growing. They are still going through their events, and they are the primary driver of the book. The plot is mostly wrapped up. There are some loose ends that really need to get worked on, but I do think that a few of those were left out, especially for future projects and other spin-offs and things like that that are going to come out in the future. And I think it's okay to not close up every ending. The characters, they have endings and they have beginnings, and I think this, as well as the final plot, are a few of the things that are going to be the most divisive within the community and with potential readers. So, especially when I first read this book, the ending was something that I was unsure of, and I kind of felt cheated after I finished this last book on my first read. I didn't get what I was expecting would be there. I felt the characters were not advancing the way I wanted them to. I didn't think they got what they deserved, and overall I was feeling a little unsatisfied. Now, I took about 6 months and set it down, and I said, I'll come back to this 6 months. So I read it again half a year later, and I really felt like the tone and what the ending is fits a lot more than I originally anticipated, because I felt that my prior fantasy expectations were kind of getting in the way, and that I was expecting things that Abercrombie really didn't set up. He did set up his ending, and there is so much foreshadowing and building of the ending that you really don't understand until you go back and read it a second time, and you go, oh my God, this fits so much better than I really thought. I was just so caught up in my own expectations that, I didn't see it. So characters are all fantastic. The plot is wrapped up. You might be a little upset your first read. Give it a little time, sit on it and think, or wait a little while, read it again. I think you'll be much more pleased. Lore and world building, there is a little bit more in this one. We see a lot more of the North, but it's not going to be Sanderson. It's Joe Abercrombie, and the characters are really what's driving it. We do see some excellent combat from Logan, especially. We see some sweet fucking magic from Baez. We see an ending. It is a tonally consistent ending. It is really good. I think it is at least as good as the second and first book. Okay, I don't think that there was a huge step down in quality. I think this is very consistent, and Joe Abercrombie is an excellent writer for being able to keep the quality the same level all the way through. There was no lulls. I still wanted to read. This is a long book. We got probably about 603 pages, and there was never a single time reading this through either my first, second, or third time reading it that I felt there was a lull that I wanted to skip over. And I'm still finding more and more things each time I read through. There's more things that stand out to me. So Abercrombie did an excellent job of including these slight foreshadowing bits that just kind of stick out, and you feel smart for catching them on the second read. That you're like, oh my God, oh look at this, and it's really fun. So Last Argument of Kings, fantastic finishes to the series. If you like the first and the second, you're absolutely going to love this. Please pick it up. Please finish it. Joe Abercrombie is, he's one of the GOATs. He's fantastic. I don't know if there's there's not very many series that I can recommend more than this one. First Law is fantastic. It's consistent. It's funny. It's gruesome. It's everything I want out of a good fantasy story. That's it. Read the book, please.